welcome. You're watching Last Tick on Money9, India's first multilingual platform for personal finance from TV9 News Network. I'm Sakshi, Batra, and on this show, we recap for you the entire day's market action and help you understand what really moved the markets, as well as the factors that the markets will be tracking on the days to follow as well. Well, as for today, it was the third consecutive day of decline for the Indian benchmark indices. We've actually seen both the Sensex and the Nifty close in the red, although with just a flattish to negative bias, but it is the third day. The losses have reduced, but it is still red so far. Now 50,363, that's the level at which the Sensex shut sharp with just about 31 points cut. The Nifty 50 did not manage to close above the 15,000 mark, so that's a bit of a worry point. 14,910 for the Nifty 50, down 20 points, that's flat about 0.13%. But what is important to watch out for is that remember that we had opened with a gap up. So all those gains have been completely sold into, as has been the case in the previous sessions as well. Now the underperformance has really come in from the Nifty Bank. 377 points of a loss for the Nifty Bank. It shut sharp below the 35,000 level, 34,804. That was the closing level for Nifty Bank, down over 1% in trade today. However, the outperformance has really come in from the mid cap and the small cap sectoral spaces. You see 0.5% gain is actually being seen on the mid cap space, and the small cap index is also rising at 0.3% gains so far as now the markets are concerned. Now let's move on to see how the sectoral movers really planned their action in today's trading session. Most of the screen was red today as far as the indices including banks and financial services is concerned. Most of the losses actually came in from this part. Also the metals lost a lot of sheen, 0.85% of a loss over there. Again, realty index also down about 0.5% lower in today's trading session. Pharma managed to recoup some of the losses. It just ended lower with about 0.10% loss. So was the media index. But what really pulled up the markets and supported the markets towards the last half an hour to 1 hour of trade, it was the auto index that actually moved up and recovered some of the losses that it was booking in the half trade. Now you can actually see the auto index end up in the green with a flattish to positive bias, 0.15% of a gain. The FMCG and the IT index, these two indices really helped the market stem the kind of losses that it saw today. And 1.5% gain for the IT index, and FMCG also rose with 0.9% gains in today's trading session. Moving on to the gainers and the losers, you can actually see a whole host of stocks from the consumer discretionary, FMCG, IT space really taking that slot. 4.5% gain for Asian Paints, Dr. Reddy's, Hindustan Unilever up about 1.5 to 2.5%. HCL Tech and ITC, the other gainers in the pack as well. The laggards included Cipla, Tata Steel, ICICI Bank, SBI and BPCL. So banking majors also losing a lot of ground today. Cipla and BPCL, the other counters that lost about 1%, 1.5% in trade today. Moving on to find out, how did the primary space perform in today's trading session. Kalyan Jewellers IPO open and it has already got a good response. 44% subscription has come in. Remember the price band is about 86 to 87 rupees per share and the issue will close on March 18. Next up is Lakshmi Organic Industries. The issue has been subscribed 5.44x so far and the company has fixed a price band of 129 to 130 rupees per share and the issue will close tomorrow, that's March 17th. Moving on to Craftsman Automation, IPO has got subscribed over one time so far. The company has fixed a price band of about 1490 on the upper price band and the issue will close again tomorrow. Another IPO that you need to watch out for, this is the last day of this IPO, Anupam Rasayan India. It has already got a very good response from the retail investor space as well. Over 30 times is the subscription that we've already seen, today being the last day. That's the kind of overwhelming response that you've seen on this IPO space as well. Now, the factors that the markets will be tracking going on from here. Remember, the FMC meeting and its updates will also start trickling in tomorrow evening afterwards. So the markets will be looking out for that and the indications on the interest rates by the US Fed as far as the situation with bond yields is concerned and the commentary of the US Fed on that as well. The foreign institutional flows. Remember, they have been on a selling spree so far and that's what is pulling down the markets too. So remember, that will be an important trigger for the markets to keep track of. COVID update for sure. There is a rising case of COVID-19 again in the domestic markets. In India, we are seeing increased lockdowns also happen. Now, Gujarat has also announced night curfew in several parts of the state as well. So that's something that is dampening the sentiment. The rising cases of about 25,000 per day is again, raising the alarms and, forcing the people to again keep a track of how they are behaving. So all of you who have started to take it light, there are more and more warnings coming in that the cases are not yet over. Our COVID-19 situation is nowhere near over so far, unfortunately. Now, global cues also will be important for us to track, and the IPO market buzz will continue as tomorrow another Nazara Tech IPO will also open for subscription. So a whole lot of IPOs. It has been raining in that space for sure. So we'll keep giving you all those updates as to whether you should look at these IPOs for addition to your portfolio or not. With that, we wrap up this edition, but a whole lot more coming up right up next.